All right, so today we're going to talk about confluence. And most people are familiar with the word, but if you're not, confluence is usually a term used in the discussion of rivers, of two coming together and merging together, and that action is called confluence. And it's a nice metaphor for workshops where you get together with people that from other schools and you train and you merge the energy together. And of course, it's also very similar to the basic tenet of Aikido about blending. When rivers come together, the river they form is greater than it's greater than the sum of its parts. So just like if we 2x4s together, if each 2x4 can hold up 800 pounds, you nail them together, they don't just hold up 800 pounds, they can hold 1,100 pounds. They can hold more than the sum of their individual parts. And so I want to really focus on confluence today. I think too often we start a technique, we understand the idea of, oh yeah, blend, get out of the way of the attack, and then we forget about it then. As soon as we get out of the way of the attack, we start wrestling. And so I want to work today on this idea that confluence occurs throughout the entire technique, not just at the beginning. Our practice of confluence here. Irimi-Nage, doesn't matter how you get there. As they enter, they turn around, they position, and then watch this. And they reverse direction. Okay, it's extremely common. And we do that at Castle Rock too. There is a time for that. But it's not what I want to work on today. How many times have you guys ever seen a river change direction? Right? I haven't. I used to live on the Mississippi River, and apparently there was a big earthquake once, and for 4 hours the Mississippi flowed a different direction. Anyway, it was like 100 years ago. Instead, I learned this from Hannon Sensei, and it was much the way Ian-san did it, right? Entering, 10 again. And notice at no time does Dan change direction. If I change direction for Irimi-Nage, I'm using mostly my energy. So let's practice this. Thank you, Dan. Everybody, we're going to pantomime this. We're going to do it much the way Ian just did. So we have our left foot forward, left hand, they grab our hand, enter, slide, deflect, grab their head, all the way around, full tenkan. Now back toward the showman, and okay. We're not changing the river. Right foot forward, enter and cut, turn, pivot, and throw. So you facing the direction you started. A lot of Aikido students practice this reversing the current. Okay, and while it does work and there's a place for it and it can be vicious, it's not congruent with confluence. Okay, again, I'm entering and cutting. Now, sometimes people shove their head all the way down to the floor and let them come back up. I'm not a big fan of that. If I'm lucky enough to shove and my life's at stake, I'm going to finish him off. I'm not going to wait for him to come up and then down. So the way, and also because I have spine issues, the way I do Irimi-Nage is I place his head on my shoulder. As I turn, control of his head and neck, and wherever the head goes, the body follows. You guys have heard that before? Tenkan, Uriashi slide. Okay? Let's work in groups of 3, and please try this. Go ahead. Okay, let's take another look at this. Dan, please. Okay, so where to control the upper body? As I enter, I take these 2 middle fingers and I place them on this muscle directly below. Behind your ear, there's a round bone. There's a muscle attached to it, straight down. Okay? Turning. You can do it from the shoulder, but I have less control. Okay? And if I grab the shoulder, I have a little trouble controlling his upper body. So I'm going to take these 2 fingers, and they go toward. Terribly uncomfortable, but I could make it uncomfortable, right? It's a bit more martial here. Now, as I turn around, I see a lot of people doing this. controlling. Now, my desire to do it in a precarious position. Let me do that to me softly, please. Okay. As he enters and hold my arm down. Good. He's putting himself in a really bad place. Okay. So, enter. Right when I tenkan, I've got fingers right on his, it's called an SCM muscle. As I turn around, my is here. So I create what I call a 3-point Irimi-Nage. It's different than the way some people do it. We have 7 different ways of doing Irimi-Nage at Castle Rock. Literally, we teach 7 different Irimi-Nages. So there's lots of options. And we never say wrong. We just have, here's another way. Point 1 is his side of his face is on my shoulder. Point 2 is these fingers are on the SCM. And point 3 is my bicep is going across his mandible, which gives me a lever. If I go across his throat, we run into what I call the dog leash analogy. Those of you with dogs, when you pull on their leash, they tend to pull back. And that creates conflict, not confluence. Okay? So, let's see, as I turn around, bicep. And then this motion we call taki otoshi, which means waterfall dropping. Okay? And turn. Throw. Now, ask your partner if they have a problem with their neck, and be gentle. But it takes a fraction of the energy for me to turn Dan's chin, which is quite small relative to his thorax, to his chest. So please try these again with a different partner. Enter. Practice bringing these 2 fingers in. It's not a grabbing. Hugging to my shoulder. As I bicep is, which allows me to dump him effortlessly instead of the throat. Okay, please try it. New partners.